All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing and salutation. Hopefully, they got them pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful leg, the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Shemal Shah. All right, we GMS Mississippi camp on the brother Yashua Martin to my right. And what we're going to go into, all right, this evening, was dealing with the King's table, okay? And that table, all right, being the table of Yahweh Shah, all right, which is our great King, you know? And what we have to understand, all right, we're already, feasting at the spiritual table, and it's going to lead, all right, to the actual feasting, okay, of a practical table, okay, in the kingdom, okay, hey, because when the king, you know, um, when you're at the table, let's say you're invited, to a feast of the king, where only the most honorable families, all right, the heads of families will be at the king's table, and that's those first fruit, all right, and Lord will part of that number of the elect, okay, and Lord will, we could build the first fruit, but it's all according to the will of the Lord, all right, but we're fighting, for mercy, and the Lord's going to sort out, the rank, we just pray for the mercy first, but we understand the process of that we're at this spiritual table, and it leads to us being at that physical table, okay, which represents, authority, rank, access, okay, being included, you know, in the governing, all right, or the government, okay, of Zion, which is, hey, the forever government of Israel, okay. You can say something?
We are spiritually in communication with Yahweh Shem Shah.
Mm-hmm.
These are the talks. Before we get, I brought that before we get there, like this is set up. This is how things are. This is the knowledge you need to have. Speaking, speak because you're speaking to him, hoping to get that invitation.
You got read that book.
This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 1. Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come and buy wine and milk without money, without price.
Yeah, so there has to be a thirst, for this word. Like that's what drew us into, all right, this truth. There was a thirst that was in us, seeking for, nourishment. Our spirits were seeking nourishment, and the church didn't give it to it. Okay, community service didn't give it to it. You see, uh, 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 you know, Islam. Okay, 5% of Egyptology. None of these things, being a street nigga, none of these things nourished our spirits. And see, when we started to partake in this word, we begin to get our spirits nourished. There's nothing like having a question and answer with a precept. You see, it's like a fulfillment. You see, it's like that feeling you get when you're, you know, you say you work outside and you sweat a lot and you get that water and what you just chug it down, and then you can feel the replenishment immediately. Well, that's how it is with this word. Whenever our minds are thirsting, for answers, and all right, it's answered through precepts. That's the same way of nourishing ourselves. Just like the scriptures, man. Okay, you got it.
Because when you feel lost, that's like feeling dehydrated.
Yep. Confused, because when you dehydrate, you confused, you fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro.
But once you just start learning the truth, you find that truth. It's that feeling.
Yep.
It's like I understand. This is what I'm meant to do. This is the proper setup. This is true understanding. You feel that nourishment.
Bring you back to life. You know, and like that, like you say, that true nourishing. And it brought us back to life and spirit. Okay, but all these things that we're mentioning, they're all at the king's table. That was that was it on that. So let's go to um matter of fact, let's go to because this lesson was inspired by a lesson done by the brothers in Birmingham, and they was going into this concept, and it's very interesting, when you go into it. Let's get uh First Kings 4, and we're gonna go into King Solomon's daily provisions. This was daily at his table, and this must have been a hell of, like, how big was this table? You probably talking about a 200, you know, 300 feet table, man. Like, to fit all into the phone. Hey, you see? Hey, to fit, you know, this daily provisions because he had thousands of servants and, okay, different heads of houses, that would eat with him and feast with him, okay, on the daily, as they discuss the affairs of government, man. Okay. Hey, this is serious business, man. You got it, bro.
You want to start verse 1?
Nah, go to 20. Lock it, bro. Go to First Kings 4. Um, yeah, First Kings 4 and 22.
It's First Kings chapter 4, verse 22.
And read it in I guess, yeah, you can read it in the NLT. You got it.
Yeah.
You can read right here. I got it pulled up. Right side.
It's First Kings chapter 4, verse 22.
Yep.
The daily food requirements for Solomon's palace were 150 bushels of choice flour.
Yep. Your desserts. Go ahead.
And 300 bushels of meal.
Yep, going to the cakes and the bread, your desserts. Go ahead.
Also 10 oxen from the fattening pen.
Yep, 10 oxen. Okay. You get one ox and you get it butchered, and you cook all that meat from that ox and see how much meat you got. Talking about an ox.
Yeah.
Ox is bigger than a bull and a cow. Okay? So, hey, we in this society, you excited to eat oxtails. You know what I mean? Like, that's a delicacy of this society. But now, 10 oxen, 10 fattened oxen. Okay, that means that they was fattened, fed extra just for the slaughter. Go ahead.
20 pastured cattle.
20 pastured cattle. So even that's 30 cattle. 10 oxen, 20 cattle. Okay, go ahead.
100 sheep or goats.
100 sheep. Okay. Well, Jake, what's the choice meal from lamb chop? You see, he had 100 sheep. Remember, this is one day. Go ahead.
100 sheep or goats, as well as deer, gazelle, roe deer, and choice poultry.
Yep, choice poultry. Okay, going to bird, so quail. And they used to come over here and get turkey. Okay, deer. Drake, and especially down here in the south, love that deer meat. Okay, all this was at the table. Go ahead.
Solomon's dominion extended over all the kingdoms west to the river Euphrates, west of the Euphrates River.
Yep.
From Tifsash, Tifsash. Yeah, right.
Where you at? Tipshah. Yep.
Tipshah to Gaza, and there was peace on all his borders.
Yeah. So King Solomon had a great table, and if you was had that privilege to eat at that table, you left what satisfied. There's no way you leave that table, still wanting. Just like when we come to these spiritual tables now, we leave satisfied. You see, we're eating at Yahweh Shai's table now. All right, which you can receive at King Solomon was Yahweh Shai. Okay? Now let's get Proverbs 8:1. Oh, yeah, come. Yeah.
This Proverbs chapter 8, verse 1. Doth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice?
No, Salaki, 9:1. And then you go into it, it says wisdom's invitation. You know, and this is an invitation to a feast. You know, we were called into the truth. It say many are called, but few are chosen. We was called to partake in the feast, in the spiritual feast. Okay, you got it, bro.
This is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 1.
Yep.
Wisdom have builded her house. She have hewn out her 7 pillars.
Then you know that the house of David, you know, will be built off wisdom. You know, this house, you know, it's a spiritual house. You know, you got other camps even talking about an actual third temple. No, the temple, okay, is us. Okay, and we're being built based off true wisdom, true understanding. Okay, so this house of David that's being resurrected in these days is being built with wisdom and understanding, you know, through faith in Yahweh. All right, you got it, bro.
She have killed her beast.
She have killed her beast. Wait a minute. When we just said we went into King Solomon's daily provisions, roebucks, cattle, them beasts, right? See, go ahead.
She have mingled her wine.
She have mingled her wine. Come ye and buy wine without price. Okay, go ahead.
She have also flourished her table.
Yep.
Her table.
She have also furnished.
Furnished.
Yep. She have furnished her table. You know, because you go into a feast, you know, it was like a spread. You know, where you have your meats, you know, section off. You have your delicacies. You have your fruits. Okay. So this wisdom is like a spread. You know, when you come, because like different brothers represent like a different portion. Like every brother got their own portion of the spirit. It's like Yahweh Shai, different portion of a spread. You know, you will have this is lamb in this section. This is oxen in this section. This is goat. Okay, this is all the deer. You know, it's the chickens and quails in this section. You know, the vegetables here, the fruits here. So when you watch different brothers, hey, it's like you're picking out of that spread. You see, because every brother got their portion. You know, you can say something.
I want to say because paraphrase, I think was wisdom. Solomon said, "Wisdom governs over all." You have some the knowledge of roots, the knowledge of
yep.
Yeah, the knowledge of beasts, and knowledge, such and such. You know, wisdom have it all.
Yep.
And that's everything she can provide you with.
Yeah, you're getting everything. You getting your you can't forget about your fish. You know, you're getting your good fats. You're getting your protein. You're getting your minerals. You're getting everything needed to sustain the body of Yahweh Shai is being sustained through this feast, this spiritual feast, man. Okay, you got it, bro.
She has set forth her maidens. She cried upon the.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Okay. She cried upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
Yeah. So that's what we did, and she said she have dealing with the maid. She have sent forth her maidens. Well, who are the maidens? The prophets. Okay. So let's prove that with an account with let's get Matthew 14 and 20. Okay. So this spiritual feast, all right, has what? Service. All right. That's why Yahweh Shah was teaching the disciples how to do what? Serve. Okay. Because we're serving in this feast. This the king's feast, man. And what an honor it is to be a servant in this feast, man. Okay, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 14, verse 20.
Matter of fact, hold on. Start at 13.
Verse 13.
Yep.
When Yahweh Shah heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart.
Yep.
And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities.
Yep. So Yahweh Shah, because you had a lot of our people that rejected Yahweh Shah, but then Yahweh Shah had sort of rock star, a rock star, you know, because like I say, Jake, you know, for a man to be doing these things amongst the oppressed,
Mm.
you know. So there was a kind of rock star aspect to him as well. You know, he wasn't there for the fame, you know, but of course he coming to do those great works. Okay, fulfilling prophecy, man. You know, by default, you know, he was gonna garner a name.
Mm.
You know, go ahead.
And Yahushua went forth and saw a great multitude and moved with compassion towards them. He healed their sick. When it was evening, his disciple came to him, saying, "This is a desert place, and the time is now past."
Oh, he said this is a what place?
A desert place.
A desert place. Hey, they got something, especially in the health community, what they call like a food desert.
Mm.
Especially where Jake stay at.
Mm.
You know, when you are around in certain places where Jake at, they'll call it a food desert. Cause like it's really no real food. You just got the gas station, the chicken from the store, you know, but there's really no real food within a certain mile radius, you know, so they call it a food desert. You see, and what you say, the people are in the desert place, man. Okay, you got it, bro.
This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals.
Yep. So he was like, look, send them home back home so they can get they victuals. Okay, go ahead.
For Yahushua said unto them, they need not depart, give ye them to eat.
Yep. So Yahushua like, nah, they don't need to leave, man. You know, you gonna give them something to eat. So he, you know, the disciples, because Yahushua was always, you know, putting them in these circumstances. You know, because that's what, like we're talking about, your father, your big brother, always gonna challenge you. Like your father, big brother, the reason, you know, they can challenge you because they already know the outcome.
Mm.
So they just making you think. You see, Howard Shaw was always doing that with the disciples, man. He'll put them in these awkward situations, you know, and then it'll create a teaching moment, you know.
If they said unto him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
He said, bring them hither to me.
Go ahead.
He commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude.
So let's read that in the NLT. Read the last. All right. It's from then breaking the loaves.
Then, breaking the loaves into pieces, he gave the bread to the disciples, who distributed it to the people.
Who distributed it to the people. So Yahweh distributes a certain portion to his men, the teachers, the prophets. All right, and then the prophets distributed to the people. So those maidens, okay, in Wisdom of Solomon 9:1 are the prophets, okay, which are in the positions of service. Okay, so Yahweh divided the bread, okay, then he gave it to the disciples, and the disciples distributed to those, okay, you know, that was following Yahweh to the followers, okay. But guess what? They sat down, which is a place of what? Subjection. You see, and they was fed because you gotta submit to this word. You know, you gotta submit. Like you can hear this word, but are you going to submit to it? And when you submit, that means that you give up your will, like in a wrestling match. Okay, when they tap out, what that mean? They give their will up. You know, they don't submit to your will. Okay, so the believers, they submit to Yahweh, they're being fed. Okay, so like I say, those maidens, all right, was the prophets, man. Okay, matter of fact, get that real quick in Isaiah 34:16, and you can make your point if you got one.
have. So kind of slipped my mind. As you said, Isaiah
34 and 16. Mm-hmm.
and NLT or the old KJV.
You reading KJV?
It's Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16.
Yep.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Yep.
No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate.
And the book of the Lord is the Bible. And what's not going to fail is the prophecy. Okay? But see, the Lord has to be dealing with you to understand the prophecy. Okay? Like you have to be at the table. Like that's part of the feast. Like I say, brothers got their different portions. This brother might go into the Hebrew. This brother, he might go into the functions of the kingdom. This brother might go into war. This brother go into history. This brother, so forth and so on, to the herbs. Okay? Whatever this brother might go into prayer, whatever it might be. Okay? But all that is at the king's feast.
For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them.
Yeah, so the spirit is gathering, all right, the believers. Okay? Through what? The teaching of his word. They're being drawn to Yahushua. All right, now this is the point. Read verse 17.
And he have cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line.
Yeah, so his hand, remember he broke the bread, right? You see, he broke the bread, or he divided the bread, and he gave it to. So who said it was a 50-50 divide? See, he probably told him a little piece off, told this a bigger piece, gave him most of the loaf, you know what I'm saying? So he said he divided them by line, which means every brother got their own portion. All right, and it's going to go into it. Go ahead.
They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein.
So each brother comes back into their own lot. All right, Elder Abba Bivens. Well, wasn't he the forerunner as John the Baptist? So he came back as what? The forerunner of Yahushua again. Okay? Each generation, they get that same portion, okay, to go serve the believers. You see? You can say something, bro?
Yeah, it had. Remember why I had wanted.
Yeah. Get what you got, bro.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6.
Yep.
Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that he may exalt you in due time.
Yep.
And as you were saying, you gotta submit. You gotta submit to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And as you said, he's gonna exalt us in due time. You're gonna be at that table. He's gonna be like, you sit here, and you sit here. You having not only you that you're entering into the house of the Lord, he's sitting you at his table. And you're being exhausted because they're like, he just went to the house of the Lord. Who is this man?
Now he at the king's table. Like let's say you humble yourself, because really you just be happy to be here. All right, because the scriptures. Matter of fact, let's get that parable. Let me find. Read this in Luke. All right, and these all, that's why it's good to understand, ancient customs. Let's get that in Luke 14 and 7. Because guess what? We've been invited. Okay, and when you're invited to something, you don't go sit yourself. You pretty much, and if you do sit yourself, you always sit, in the lowliest place. Like when we came into the truth, man, we didn't come in looking for fame and attention. Like we was really, sincerely inquiring, like what do I need to do to avoid? Because really, you be scared shitless. You hear about the nukes and you be like, God damn, America, the lake of fire. Our brothers, you in the lake of fire, nigga. Like, kill your black ass. You like, God damn.
If you know something, tell somebody.
Yeah. So you like, God damn. So you be just really trying to see, like, what do I need to do to be spared? You don't even think about no position or no clout or views. Like, you You just be sincerely trying to learn, man. You know? What you got, bro?
This is Luke chapter 14, verse 7.
Yep.
And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room,
Yep.
Lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him.
Yeah, so these are men that have been called into this thing, and they come in with this main character syndrome. You know? They think that they're a gift to the truth.
Hmm.
Like you come to a feast, you come in, it's like you're a gift to the feast. Like you've been invited. You know? You got it, bro.
He that bade them and him, he that bade him, and he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to be take the lowest room.
Yeah, so you come into this thing with the mindset as if you that nigga, you that guy. You're trying to debate everybody, you know, on all these different platforms, okay? Coming in on horses. Oh, you got all these gimmicks. All right, but ultimately it's gonna be your Howard Shot is gonna demote Jake in front of the congregation. You know? Because they came to this feast with no etiquette. That's another thing, like this wisdom. Etiquette is part of wisdom. You see? That's a part of this thing, and Jake coming this thing with no etiquette, man. You got it, bro.
Verse 10. But when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh.
When he that bade thee coming, Yahweh Shah. So when Yahweh Shah comes, okay, what are you gonna say?
He may say unto thee, friend, go up higher.
Friend, go up higher. And what's that? The chariots. You see? Hey, come up higher. You see? Because hey, when you come in them chairs, man, it's gonna be brothers that's gonna be on them chairs with 10 views of video, 5 views of video. Okay? Brothers that that aren't recognized, it's gonna be brothers on them chariots, okay, and they're gonna be exalted, okay, that's in a lowly place. Okay, but sincere men. Okay? Go ahead.
And then shall have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee.
Yep, go ahead.
For whosoever exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humble himself shall be exalted.
So we got to humbly come to this feast and just play our part as a servant. Okay? We have to play our part as a servant of this feast, man. And that's what keeps us humble when we stay in that spirit of a servant. When you think that this is your feast, okay? You see, Jake had that spirit of the Passover, Sakari, they on thrones. Like this is their feast. Like, nah, man. Okay, we're servants at the feast. We're able to partake in the feast because how pretty much, as the ox traded out the corn, while the ox is, plowing, but he's eating some of the corn while he's plowing. So he's serving, but he's able to partake, in that food while he's serving. Okay? But Jake get the thing like he's the master of the feast. Nate got that spirit, Sakari, Deacon Hakai, okay, Johanna, they got that spirit as if they're the master of the feast. You can say something.
This is Luke chapter 20, verse 46.
Beware
of scribes which desire to walk in long robes and love greetings in the marketplace, in the high seats in the synagogues, in the chief rooms at feasts, which devour widows' houses, and for a show make long prayers. The same shall receive greater damnation. That's just an example of what you were speaking of. Like you can't be one all that the high seats, all that stuff, just for a show, just for your own ego. Because what? It said you receive a greater damnation. What? That shame. You being sent to that lower state.
Yep.
And what? After that, I mean, when the 2/3 come back, what? They're gonna be ashamed for a long time.
And that lower state gonna be that suffering, like you say, you're gonna have honorable deaths and you're gonna have dishonorable deaths at the end of this thing. The elect gonna have those honorable deaths attached to their legacy, but like you say, those that exalted themselves, they're gonna have dishonorable deaths, man. You know, the blood of many on it. Not only they're gonna have dishonorable deaths, it's gonna be known to cause many to be put to death, and that's extremely dishonorable. It's one thing you die dishonorable death, but you cause multitudes to be put to death off your leadership. Like you said, it's gonna be a thing of shame. You see, it's gonna be a stain, man. Okay. I'd rather eat with Yahweh shot, man, than be popular right now, man. I rather, even if I'm way, down there looking like an ant, you know what I'm saying? But I'm at the table. I'm here. I can say I was there. Yeah. You go home to your wife, you ain't see, baby, you ain't see me. I was there. I was behind out there, you know. Shit. Damn, being popular here, then you being popular to degenerates. Like, because you got 20,000 followers, 18,000 degenerates, okay? 1,500 don't know what's the hell going on, okay? 500 still trying to figure it out, okay? Let's get that in Revelation 3:20. Cause matter of fact, before we get that, let's get that what we read in Psalm 69, 22. Let's get that. Show you how Shai so cold. He have you thinking that you at his table, man. But it's a trap. Hey, cause what was one of the main ways that they would kill key figures back in the day?
Poison.
Come on, man. That's one of the main ways that they will kill, certain kings or rulers or noblemen. Okay, that they wanted to get out the way. What? Through poison or the food. That's why kings will have what? Tasters.
Yeah, poison tasters.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So Yahweh Shai so cold, he had you thinking that you at the table, but you're being poisoned, man. Okay? You got it, bro.
It's Psalm 69, verse 22. Let their tables become a snare before them.
Let their tables come a snare before them. Go ahead. And let's finish that. We're gonna get that word table.
And that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
And with that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap, because this food is supposed to be nourishing, supposed to be beneficial. Okay, so the things, all right, which is this Bible, that was supposed to be beneficial to particular men, Yahweh Shah set it up to be a trap. Okay? So you have certain men that think they're at the table, but they're being poisoned, man. Okay? They're going into a snare. All right, so let's get that word table in the Hebrew. Pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We got it. I'm trying to see how to pronounce that word. So you go into it in the Hebrew, and the word is Shalahan. Shalahan. You got
the outline of biblical usage table. Well, I'm gonna drop down to the last one.
Yeah, get that. Yep.
Of king's table, private use, sacred use.
Of king's table, a private use, a sacred use. Okay, because this is a sacred table. Okay, so the Lord said, "Let their table be made a snare unto them." And they think they're at the king's table, but it's a snare. Okay, keep reading that. Go back into read verse 23.
Verse 23.
Yep.
verse 23.
Yep.
Let their eyes be darkened.
Yep.
That they see not.
Let their eyes be darkened, their mind be darkened. Go ahead.
And make their loins continue to shake.
Yeah, so you got certain men that read the Bible and get more confused. Look at Sakari. As they're trying to go so deep into the Bible, now they question the book of Mark, they question the writings of Paul, okay? They question immortality, okay? They still can't see that you don't supposed to have a hat on, okay, as you teach. So the longer, the more they've been separated from Yahushua and they keep delving into the scriptures, they coming out more confused. Okay? Look at Nate. Look at Nate breakdown. Nate talking about hell. Nate done brought back the whole name. He just called on Most High Christ blessed. Now he called on Jesus Christ. It's a snare. Okay? These things have become a snare unto certain men. Okay, go ahead. And this is what it's going to lead to. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Pour out thine indignation upon them, and let they wrathful and anger take hold of them.
Yeah, so this is going to be the end of men like that. Okay? Those that knew the Father will. Many scribes. Keep going.
Let their inhabitation be desolate.
Yep.
And dwell in their tents.
Go ahead. Whole houses. You see, the Lord, the judgment, the wrath of the Lord going to take out whole houses, man. You see, you soft ass niggas be talking about some, well, pull them to the side. You ain't got to do it on camera. Shut your ass up, man. Wait till the Lord start reaching out and touching these people, man. All right? For wicked leadership. Okay? The Lord going to touch whole families, man. Okay? Didn't he do it before? Ain't this how the way the Most High get down? All right? Corey and Dathan. You know what I'm saying? There was people that didn't have nothing to do with their rebellion. Got caught up with them niggas, man. Okay? And you get the ages on, whole families swallowed up, gone. Earth open up and close up on them. Make the earth crush you, man.
Yeah.
Do you understand do you understand Abba? You don't understand our Heavenly Father, how he gets down? Okay? You can say something?
Okay, I had a preaching on that.
No, you got it. Bring it out, bro.
This is because we were going to like those, that Taylor's been a snare to them. It's for them enemies.
Yep.
This is Philippians chapter 3, starting at verse 18.
Yep.
For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Hamashiach.
You break down, bro.
I'm gonna get the next verse. Down. Whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame.
Whose God is their belly. Greedy. They're greedy as the feast, man. You got it, bro.
Who mind earthly things. You see, these people you see that love the long road, love the high sea, love the esteem of this world, is because the lust of the flesh, the lust of the now, the lust of the now. They're the enemies of Hamashiach, Yahushua, because what? He has something coming. It's not here yet. He has something coming. And also, they have this main character syndrome where they seem like the savior. They don't want to give it up to Yahushua, So, of course, if you don't want to give power to somebody else and you want to stay the main focus, what? That makes you an adversary, an enemy. You're in the way of Yahushua. You don't want Yahushua to get by.
It's like a nigga at the feast with bad conduct. Nigga come in drunk. Laughing, slapping bitches on the booty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn. Putting people's business out like, this nigga here, man.
It's your party. He blowing at your counter.
Yeah. Well, that's that tradition. Go back to Egypt. But just, what I'm saying. Yeah, it's your party. Okay, nigga in your chair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drinking in your cup. Like, what is this nigga doing, man? You know? Telling your servant, you know what I'm saying? What this nigga doing, man?
All right.
Get this nigga out of here, man. And that's what the Lord gonna do, man. Get this nigga out of here, man. You know? Let's go back to that 69.
Okay. Verse 26. For they persecute him who thou hast smitten.
That they persecuted him whom thou hast smitten, which is who? Yahweh shot.
Hmm.
False doctrine is them persecuting Yahweh shot. Okay? But that's really what they're doing. They're going against their king. They're rebelling against their king openly, man. Go ahead.
And they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded.
Yeah, and the rest of the men of Yahweh shot. Okay? Because we're being afflicted for the sake of Yahweh shot, man. Okay? So these men are at the feast just being an asshole to the servant. To the servants, man. You know? What's Sakari called everybody outside of Apostle Tahar? Little niggas. You see? So niggas just come and be extremely disrespectful to the servant. Go ahead.
Add iniquity unto their iniquity.
Let these niggas get worse and worse. Ain't that what we seeing? Allow these niggas to get worse and worse. Okay? Go ahead.
And let them come not into thy righteousness.
And let them niggas not come into it. See, this is why certain men are getting worse and worse, and there's no hope for them because there's a block on these niggas, man. They can't get to the real feast. Okay? Pretty much it's a table of GMOs. You see?
Right.
Happy Meals and shit, man. You got it, bro.
Let them be blotted out of the book of the living.
The book of life, go ahead.
And not be written with the righteous.
And not be written with the righteous. You're not on the list. You're not on the invitation. Okay? You're not invited to the real feast. But those who Yahweh Shah dealing with, what does he do? Let's get that in Revelation 3:20.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 20.
Yep.
Behold, I stand at the door and knock.
Yep.
If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me.
I will sup with him and he with me. So Yahweh Shah dealing, he'll even come to you and have that one-on-one intimate. You see? That one-on-one, you know, when it's personal setting. And we get there through reading and through prayer. You know? It's that personal when you read. That's why when you read, you can read something and it's like the spirit will throw you a precept to go with something you just read. That's Yahweh Shah something. He breaking bread. Okay, like that's Yahweh Shah dealing. So let's get that word sup. You know? So Yahweh Shah, if he's dealing with you, man, he come to you on that personal level, man, and begin to break bread with you, man. You know?
That is. This is the word to sup. The outline usually is just that, to sup.
Yeah, a lot of strong definition. Because that Greek word, what's that Greek word? Depaneo. Depaneo. You know? Go ahead.
This is a strong definition. To dine, take the principal or evening meal.
To take the principal or evening meal. So Yahweh Shah is that principal meal. You see? Out of everything that we can digest carnally in the day, the principal meal is Yahweh Shah. That's the principal meal of the day. And then and over dinner, guess what? That's where, business will be discussed over dinner. You know, inheritance and certain things will be discussed over dinner. You know, agendas. Okay, these things will be discussed. All right, over dinner. You know, there was a very intimate setting. You know, that was the headline meal of the day. So Yahweh Shai is the headline meal. Okay, you gonna say something?
Kind of, precept.
Go ahead, bro.
This is John. John chapter 14, verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If there was not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. You know, if you someone with Yahweh Shai, you know, you then say people like, when I come back, you gonna come and eat at my place this time. Since what? He knocked the door and you let him in. You know the next event is gonna be at his setting. Why? Because y'all have that. Y'all already have that communication.
That relationship.
That relationship. If you ain't supping with Yahweh Shai, he haven't been at your table. He haven't been at your place. Why you think he gonna bring you to his? You know.
You gotta be getting that familiarity now. You know. Let's get that in Luke 22 and 28.
This is Luke chapter 2, verse 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptation, and I will appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father have appointed unto me.
Yeah, this is gonna be literal. We years to the end, we're gonna be delivered. And why we're being delivered? To rule with Yahweh Shai. The men of Israel are being delivered to rule with Yahweh Shai. You see? Like that's the deliverance is the beginning of the reward. We're gonna be changed. Okay? Those new bodies, and that's the beginning of it. Okay? So the Lord, all right, is gonna have mercy on his elect for the purpose of establishing a righteous rulership. So we have to endure to the end. And then we're going to be appointed a kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom. So this spiritual table is leading to being at a physical table of Yahweh Shai. He's telling the disciples, man, which represent, hey, the elect, beginning of the first fruits. Go ahead.
And sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Which means you're going to have that high status even amongst Israel. Okay? Only the top families are going to be at the king's table. You see? And you go into the word table in the Greek, you know, it goes into also a place of money changers. Because guess what? We're going to be kings and priests, but hey, we also going to be the bankers. You see? That's going to be a part of our duty as well. You know, we're going to control the currencies of the earth. Okay, the resources of the earth, man. Okay, scriptures talk about how what they're going to we shall lend but not borrow. You know, when you go into it, matter of fact, get that word table so we can prove it. Then we'll prove it. All right.
Here.
Yeah, in the Greek, the word table should go to.
Is the biblical outline usage of table. A table of which food is placed in an eating place.
Yep.
The table in the temple of Jerusalem, which is
concentrated loads. Yeah, right here, read the last. Yep.
The table or stand of money changers, which he sits exchanging different kinds of money for a fee and paying back with interest loans and debt.
Loans and debt.
Excuse me, loans and deposits.
Loans and deposits. So wait a minute. That's a banker. Okay, now get Deuteronomy 15:6. And this is going to be due to our obedience because we're going to be perfect in the kingdom. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 6. For the Lord thy power bless thee as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee.
Yeah, so all that comes with that table. You're going to sit at my table. You should lend but not borrow. See, this is what we got coming up, man. You know? What's going on, man?
Got my AirPod down here.
iPad?
AirPod.
Oh, earpiece?
Yeah, earpiece. Y'all ain't seen them out here.
No, we ain't seen no earpiece. What color was it?
It was white, like a little small AirPod.
Yeah, I ain't seen this. All right. Yeah, we just cooling, bro. Yep. What do you think? You got the NIV?
No, NIV.
You got the NFT?
Yes, I got it.
All right. Yeah, what you doing for him, bro?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 6. The Lord your power will bless you as he has promised. You will lend money to many nations, but will never need to borrow.
Go ahead.
You will rule many nations, but they will not rule over you.
So that's all is inclusive with a seat at that table. Okay, what you think is going to be discussed? Big business. What Jake talk? This is big business, man. You see? So yeah, let's end off in that Revelation 19, start at 6. This is what we're trying to go to, man. This is everything we're doing is leading up to, man.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 6. And I heard as it were a voice of a great of a great multitude, and as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of mighty thundering, saying, I'm just reading as is. Great hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah. Yep.
For the Lord thy power, omnipotent, reigneth.
Yep, go ahead.
Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready.
And this pretty much gonna be the victory, okay, reception of Yahweh Shah conquering the earth and righteousness, man. Okay, and us being drawn back to our power, it's gonna be like a great wedding reception. You know, because the marriage goes into a joining, all right, of two parties. Okay, and this gonna be the joining of Israel, all right, the elect of Israel, back to its power, back to our husband, man. All right, it's gonna be a actual feast. Okay, this is gonna be the time to celebrate and pop bottles, man. You know, you do your thing, you know, behind the scenes, chill. Okay, cause Jake act like it's, a hard thing to pop a bottle. Brother can pop bottle, we can do that. Well, you ain't gotta be on camera. We ain't in this celebratory spirit right now. Okay, but when this occasion happen, then it's gonna be. Come on, man, you got it, bro. Yeah.
And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen and clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints.
Conduct, go ahead.
And he said unto me, Right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. He said unto me, These are the true saints of the Most High.
Blessed are they that are called to the marriage supper of the Lamb. These are the true sayings. You know, this spiritual table is leading to that physical table. Okay, so that was the point. You know, you had anything else? All right, with that, we pray that you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. Gonna give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, and you will well teach well, being great examples of what younger brothers, and peace and blessings salutations to the hope of that. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, the water, bro.